Pero no lo esperes para comer porque dijo que no quería comer.
Okay, so Happy Hollow is where you'll be. You'll have 7 friends in your cabin and 2 counselors. Our counselors are going to be coming to camp here on June 1st. And we're going to do 2 full weeks of training before you all get here. So they will know what to do in the program areas, but also what to do when they get you guys here and help you have a great experience. We have lots of returning counselors, which is very nice. Some of my counselors I've actually known since they were Adventurers and Trailblazers. So lots and lots of camp back year after year after year, and then they become staff members. That's really fun. Meg Dyer is going to be your division leader. So in Happy Hollow, we have what we call a division leader that oversees everybody in Happy Hollow, all the campers and all the staff. And she was also an adventurer way back in her day too. So she knows what it's like to be a camper. And she's grown up here every summer, and now she's coming back for her 4th year on staff. So she's really excited to get to know you and meet you as well. Just a little quick chat about the trips. So we are a wilderness adventure camp. Our adventurers do a very fun overnight in the Hammock Forest. The Hammock Forest is located at camp. It's just at the far end of camp, way back behind me. And we'll stay there for the night, have a little campfire, have some s'mores, stay out overnight just in your cabin group. And your counselors. Whenever I say cabin group, it's your campers as well as your staff. So it's a group of 8, 8 campers and 2 staff. And then the Trailblazers, you guys will go a little further. We do a fun afternoon canoe trip on the Boardman River, which is just 6 miles down the road that way. And then what we'll do is stay overnight there as well. And have your little overnight at the state park down near the river. So it's nice and close to us, not too far. The river is really fun. Just a show of hands, who has canoed before?
You did when you were like 2.
Great, we've got some canoers. If you're not a trailblazer, you can certainly canoe if you're an adventurer. We'll just do some canoeing here on Arbutus Lake. So that's a little bit about the trips. We do have some great packing lists updated and available online. So if you would like to check the packing lists, and I'll also send you a packing list with this recording so that you can jump on that and make sure you bring everything that you need. What else? Some activities that we'll be doing. We will be doing lots and lots of waterfront activities. So the waterfront is open every day if you like. We've got general swim where we have a splash mat and an iceberg. Our iceberg is one of those ginormous inflatable icebergs that you climb all the way to the top and slide all the way down. So that's really fun. We've got canoeing. We're getting kayaks for this summer, which is very exciting. We also have lots of activities around arts and crafts. So lots and lots of crafts, lots of friendship bracelets, lots of murals and painting and drawing and things like that. We also have a climbing tower that you can climb all the way to the top and ring the bell. Everyone gets a chance to do that. What else? We do some drama. We do some skit nights. We do some campfires. We have lots of fun activities that include like dressing up. So that's one thing I want to kind of shout out to everybody, and I think it's on the packing list, but make sure you pack something crazy to wear. Doesn't matter if it doesn't match. We want as crazy and as fun as possible. So make sure you're looking for something like that in your wardrobe to pack as well. What else? New for this year, we've got some fun things. I think I already mentioned the kayaks. We are also getting a nice new dock system put in at our waterfront for this summer. Yeah, we're really looking forward to getting that out. And well, we're looking forward to the summer. Today is a little chilly. I think it was 45 degrees up here for today as a high. So we're ready for it to be like 60s and 70s and 80s, and I'll even take 90s. What else? Any questions so far? How's the chat going? Do we have any specific questions? I'm going to go through some people are excited about Theater, yeah, we always do skit nights and plays, and lots of arts and crafts, lots of making things. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is the food. The food is really good. If you were here last year, you might remember Heidi. Heidi is coming back this summer, so she's in the kitchen again. And then we have a few other staff that will be helping her this summer. What else? All right, does anyone have a question? I see Alexa, is that right? Would you like to jump on and answer your question, ask your question?
Yes, sure. Sorry. Nice to meet you. We are from Mexico. And our boys are going for the first time to this camp.
Okay.
We have a question. Well, we have two questions, but one of this, he's my husband too, is the day of arriving. We have some kind of issues with the, ¿cómo se dice? With the flights.
Okay. So just let us know. We've sent some information. It's called the parent packet. And in there, it has all the times that we want the adventurers and the trailblazers to arrive at camp, because we are going to stagger our arrivals again. If you are flying in, all we need is your information, your flight details, and we can certainly zip to the airport and pick you up.
Okay. The problem is that maybe they have to get there on Saturday, not on Sunday. And we don't know if there's a possibility to get them one day before, because they will travel by themselves.
Okay, if you want to just jump on and email me those questions in regards to your campers, we can see what we can do. Depends on what session is the question, is the answer. So we're happy to see if we can help.
Thank you.
All right. Any other quick questions from anybody?
It's your turn.
Fernando.
Oh, me? Wait.
Is it Julia? Yeah. Do you want to answer?
Yeah. I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we gonna climb any because I was always wondering, are we gonna climb any mountain thingies?
So the climbing tower, could that be what you mean?
Yeah.
The wall? Yeah. Every camper, we schedule every cabin group to climb the climbing tower. So you'll get an opportunity to do that. And if you really, if you love the climbing tower and you want to do it again, there are other times during the 2 weeks that you can sign up and do that again. So you'll have a chance to do that more than once if you'd like to. Let me just quickly go through the daily schedule, because I know that was a question that someone had. We start the day with a bell will ring at 8 a.m. Everybody who wants to jumps out of bed, jumps into their swimsuits and goes down to the waterfront and jumps in the water. Now, if you do that every day that you're at camp, you'll get a polar bear certificate. It's called the Polar Bear Challenge. So if you'd like to do that, you're very welcome to. We raise and lower the flag in the mornings and in the evenings, and that's a great time to assemble. We do some announcements, we sing some songs, get ready for the day. And then breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the right times of the day. After breakfast, we do a little cabin cleanup. So as you can imagine, 8 campers and 2 staff in a cabin, we might need a little bit of a cleanup on a daily basis. And then after we've done our little cabin cleanup, what we do is a cabin activity. So as a cabin group, so again, 2 counselors and your 8 campers, we will have some scheduled activities already. We always schedule the waterfront, the climbing tower, and arts and crafts. So they'll already be scheduled. But there's other things that you can do as a cabin group. We have archery, we have gaga, we have pickleball, lots of things. And as a cabin group, you'll come up with those with your counselors. They'll help you and guide you and come up with some fun activities. We'll also make sure that you're ready for your trip. So the Trailblazers will do a little canoe practice. And then the adventurers will get ready for their trip as well. And that's part of the cabin time. After lunch, we have what we call rest hour. Rest hour is a super fun way to just kind of have a little break with all the activities, but also really fun to write some letters and maybe even a journal. So bring some letter writing things or a journal so that you can kind of take some notes. You can also have a little nap too if you like. After that, we have an individual choice. So you can sign up for an activity that you really want to do. So if you really, really love arts and crafts, you can sign up for that and you'll be joining other campers from other cabins in some of those activities. So it's not necessarily a cabin time. After that, we have a instruction. Oh, I said that right. Instruction period. And then we have open swim. So you can swim if you like. We have a buddy system at the waterfront. So you've got to have a buddy down there and you can go swimming. If you don't want to swim or it's a little chilly, we have the Gaga pit will always be open. And that could be another time to try the climbing tower as well, if you really like it. Then we have dinner. After dinner, it could be an all camp game. It could be an individual choice. It could be a theme night. We've had backwards days where we have pancakes for dinner and we have to wear all our clothes backwards. That's kind of fun. We've had campfires with s'mores. Has everyone had a s'more before? If you haven't, be ready. We tend to have them often around camp. It's kind of the camp thing. And then we usually wrap up the day. We usually head back to our cabins about 9:15 and get ready for bed. The bathrooms are located in Happy Hollow. So the cabins don't have their own bathrooms, but they do have bathrooms nearby. And then we usually do a devotion or an evening routine. Sometimes the counselors will read a couple of chapters out of a book. And then every night read a few more. So at the end of the 2 weeks, you've read the book as a cabin group. We also do some like questions and kind of, we call it devotion, but it's just kind of a wrap up of the day and just a check in and a chat. And then usually everyone's pretty tired. So by about 10 o'clock when lights are out, it's pretty quiet in Happy Hollow.
Oh.
Okay, so let's hit some questions. Kelly, Kelly, you're on the top of my screen. What's your question?
No.
Paul, if you want to be in here, you've got to be quiet.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Okay. So as a parent, are there ways that the counselors will remind the kids periodically to sunscreen? Because I know my daughter may forget.
Absolutely. So as an Australian, I was brought up that sunscreen is very, very important. So we definitely encourage and regularly check in, especially with our campers in Happy Hollow. Make sure that they've got plenty of sunscreen and plenty of water. So a water bottle is another item on the packing list that we encourage you all to bring. And we really make sure that we're drinking enough water. So yes, sunscreen is super important, especially if your daughter is a trailblazer. It can be a little warm out there on the river. So hats and sunscreen is
Thank you.
all right, Maya, you're next. Maya Erickson, what's your question?
They're recording this, so we can watch it later.
I forgot my question. Ugh.
I can come back to you. Got it. I'll come back. What about Courtney? Your hand is up. What is your question? No? Okay. Marin, I see your question, and I think, Marin, you've been at camp before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your question?
I went last year, and I remember playing Gaga Ball, and when I found out how much fun it was, I was like, wow. Just like
Just
amazed.
Gaga? Are you saying just
I
Gaga, or
know.
everything about camp is awesome?
It's a lot of fun. I love everything about camp.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited that you're coming back, Marin. Well, let me know if you have any other questions. All right. Hayden? Did you say Hayden?
I have a question. So about the like different activities, or is it gonna have like, does it mean you're gonna have a different schedule than like other people in your cabin?
In the afternoon, you can have a different schedule. So in the
Oh.
afternoon activity, it's more of an individual choice. So lots of the same activities, but you'll get to meet kids from other cabins. Okay, and what about Maya? Maya, do you remember your question?
Yeah. So, you know how you said like for the arts and crafts, you can sign up for the arts and crafts.
Yep.
Like, is there any other like signups?
Yeah, individual choice or individual activities in the afternoon. There's lots of different options that you can choose. So there's arts and crafts, sometimes there's sports. Sometimes there's our newspaper, and you can be an editor and an investigator and do some research and write some articles for our newsletter. There's always waterfront activities. It could be canoeing or kayaking or just the waterfront. And then there's lots and lots of other activities that the staff will come up with. Sometimes we do a drama activity in the afternoon. Sometimes we do a little dance. So what happens is you go to instruction every afternoon, and then by the end of the week, you could maybe present your little play or your dance, or you've learned some things that you can show us at Flagpole. So there's lots and lots of different options that you can choose from for the afternoon. Someone wants to be a newspaper editor. That's awesome. All right, I think Katie is next. Where are you, Katie? What's your question?
So, by the way, my name's Jocelyn. I'm just using my mom's laptop.
Okay. All right. What's your question?
I think this has already been said in chat a couple times.
Okay.
But, could we see who's like in our cabin?
I could connect you through your parents. So if you are a little nervous or a little anxious and would love to meet someone online or outside of camp before you arrive, just email me, and then I can kind of connect you with anybody else in that cabin group and that session, so that then you guys can chat kind of amongst yourselves before you come. But I don't give out anybody's information or emails, so you have to email me, and then I'll reach out to others. And when everyone says yes, I would love to chat and meet and get to know someone before they come to camp. Then that way we can connect them through me. So yeah, that's a great idea. What was that? All right. Any other question? So I've got here. I'm not sure who it is. Is it Kaylee? Kaylee, do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually have two. Like at camp, are we gonna like introduce ourselves?
Absolutely. And that's a great question. So the first day, it's super important. And I put a lot of emphasis on what happens that day. So everyone checks in, and parents can stay for a little bit to check everybody in and meet the counselors and make sure you're all settled in your beds and made your beds and everything. And then we do lots and lots of get to know you games. So we make sure everybody knows everybody in their cabin. And then we do some games in our division as well. So we get to know other kids in the Happy Hollow cabin area. But I always say by dinner on the first night, you're going to have 7 new friends. You're going to know where they come from, what their favorite things are, what they're excited about. So yeah, we do a lot of things on that first day to make sure you're all comfortable and know others, and you know our camp program. And your counselors are going to be with you the whole time. The counselors are assigned to your cabin, and they're with you the whole time to make sure that your questions are being answered, and you know how everything works and the structure of camp and how it all kind of goes down. So good question though. Lots and lots of get to know you games.
And then my second question is I forget what it was.
Okay, well, Kaylee, if you think about it, we can come back to you if you like.
You put the thing off.
All right, so we have the packing list. Thank you. Bill is our Boys Camp director, and he is here with me as well. And he just popped the packing lists and the link for that packing, all the packing list in the chat. So jump onto our website and take a look at that. Awesome. So who's excited? Show of hands. Yay! Well, we are too. We're very, very excited. We look forward to having you all at camp, and happy to continue to ask if you've got any questions. If you get off the Zoom and you're like, I forgot to ask this question, feel free to give me an email. I'm happy to answer them anytime you want. Kaylee, did you remember your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for like the polar bear certificate.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions about it. How do you win it? And also like what like is the whole thing?
Okay, so if you jump in the lake every single morning, we check your name off. And every day that you're down there, we give you a little ticket. And then on the last day of camp, we have a nice fancy dinner with some candy and some pop and some announcements and some songs. And we will pull a raffle. So the more times you do polar bear, the more chances of you winning a polar bear. Does that make sense? It's kind of fun. It's a little incentive. All right. So
I have a question.
yeah,
So I thought the Camp Arbutus was just a girls, the overnight camp is just a girls camp.
it is. Yes. So I'm the camp director at Camp Arbutus Hayo-Went-Ha, and this Zoom is for Adventurers and Trailblazers. And Bill's going to jump on here at 7 and do another one for the Rangers and the Woodsmen. So I think sometimes we get, some people may have jumped on here, but it is a very similar conversation. So yeah, but this is all girls here. It's really nice just to have girls be girls and boys be boys. And we've got all our staff at girls camp or boys camp, and but Bill and I work really closely together to make sure that we have a similar schedule. Our check-ins are at the same times because we do have lots of siblings, so sometimes there's brothers there and sisters here.
Okay. My other question is, there's no are there electronics? Do the kids have electronics?
This is so exciting. Are you guys ready? I think parents will be super excited about this more than the campers. No phones. None for the whole 2 weeks. And at first you might be like, oh, but wait, I really need my phone. But guess what? You really don't. And it's really fun just to have a little break from all the things that happen out there. We get to learn to talk with each other and be friends without the technology. So no
electronics, not just phones.
Yeah, no, there's no electricity in any cabins. The one thing is maybe a camera. If you do have a camera that needs to be charged, we usually get the counselors to do that and bring it into the office, and we'll charge it overnight for you. But yeah, no phones, no technology. Yay. Back in the old days, like we used to.
Yeah, like camp used to be.
That's right.
One last question. Is there a way to like call our kids the first night or two to make sure they're all right? Be fine.
Not really. If you feel that you would like to check in with either myself or the division leader, you can call us and we'll give you a little update. And that leads me to, we do send a little updated email to you all just to let you know how your cabin group is doing. And we encourage the campers to write home. So again, make sure you bring letter writing stationery and some stamps, although we do sell stamps in our store. But writing letters home, again, like we used to, is a key way for the campers to let you know how they're doing. But you all as parents, feel free to call me and just check in with me, and I'm happy to give you an update. Great. All right. Well, we've got about 3 minutes. Marin, tell me what your question is, or are you going to tell us more about how much fun camp is?
Camp is really fun, but I think I actually forgot my question.
have a question.
Didn't you have to ask?
Is this Will? Is this you? Do you have a question? No. All right, Katie. Oh, it's not Katie, is it? Miss Vincent, what is your question?
Again, my name is Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. My name's pretty complex. But if you don't like want to write letters, is that fine if you don't?
We strongly encourage you to write home on a Tuesday. That way, mom and dad or anyone who's at home will at least hear from you. So we encourage it. Yeah.
Well, I like giving like a huge story when I get back.
Oh yeah, do that as well. Even if you write, hey, Dad, or hey, whoever home. It was great. Camp was fun. I'll see you in 2 weeks. That's all you have to write. I'll tell you all about it when I get home.
Also, like, how thick would you say the mattresses on the bunk beds are?
How comfortable they are?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
they're
comfortable.
pretty comfy, actually. You can
Because the ones at Camp Kern are like an inch thick, and I feel like I'm laying on like a sack.
Yeah, no, ours are 3 inches, I think. And
Oh, that's
you can't
awesome.
see it, but I have
I
7
wouldn't even say
ginormous boxes of mattresses that are brand new that were delivered yesterday or Friday. So we get new
Okay.
mattresses for some of our cabins every year. I think they're pretty comfy. I've slept in those beds a number of times over the last 30 years, and I find them pretty comfy. So
like, and also on the phones thing,
yes,
you're going to be doing stuff all day until you go to sleep. There's no
Correct.
need.
correct, Jocelyn. I think you're going to be a great counselor.
But I have to-
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. We've just scheduled 30 minutes, so we're at 6:30. Again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to shoot me an email. I'm always happy to answer emails, or I'm happy to chat on the phone too. If any of you or any of your parents want to call and ask any questions, I'm happy to answer them. We've been very busy getting all our counselors and all our programming and everything all set for another fun summer. This summer is going to be Camp Arbutus Hayo-Went-Ha's 108th summer, I think. So we've been doing this, not me. We've been doing this for a long time. It's been a camp for a long time. And that's really fun too, because there's lots of parents and grandparents, and some families have even had their great grandparents come to camp. So that's pretty fun. We've got a lot of history. Brian Rossman, I see you down there, camp alum. So I think Mr. Gigi, I think your dad is also an alum. So we've got some returning families, which is also fun.
Matthew Kinney is an alum.
Hi, Matt.
How are you, Amanda?
Good.
You recognize the last name?
I do now that you've said that. That's awesome. How fun. It's so fun. Well, thank you, everybody. We have if you do have other siblings and you're interested in the other programs or the other Zoom programs that we're going to do, just jump onto our website in the events section of our website. Oh, and Bill's going to pop it in the chat, but we have other quick Zooms like this just to say hi and get excited. And then you are all seeing all your new friends. So even if you don't know everybody's face on the Zoom right now, you'll soon meet them. So this is a good way for you to see other kids as well. All right, friends. All right, Marin, one last chance. What else do you got?
So it's actually more of something to tell, but I have hearing loss.
Okay.
So whenever I go swimming, I do have to take out my hearing aids. So if you ever try to tell me something, you actually have to tap me on the shoulder.
Okay.
Because, well, I can't hear you.
Good to know. And that leads me to just shout out as well. If there is anything that you feel we need to know about your camper, share that information with us so that we have that, so we can be as prepared as we can be for when your camper arrives. If there's anything you feel that we should know. And I think I remember, Marin, we did that last year. So, all right. It's been fun. It's always fun talking about camp. So thank you all for jumping on and chatting with me. And I will see you at camp very, very, very soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Jocelyn, you're still there, honey. What's your question?
So, what's the date for the camp again?